Good afternoon. My name is Munkh. I am from Gadens Lawyers. Just a little bit about me. I have experience in private equity firms. I have worked closely with startups in the crypto space and DAOs and all, etc., etc. I have extensive research, assisted with research in Griffith. I'm also part of Little Phil, which is a philanthropy for startups. Yeah, and unfortunately today Liam couldn't be with us today. He got COVID, so he couldn't come, and he sends his apologies. Anyway, cool. So let's start with compliance. I know it's a pretty boring area, and no one's really too sure what the compliance is with crypto. In general, there isn't much. It's because it's such a new area of law that it's so hard for us to actually fit into old areas. And the government's playing catch up, and as they do, it's taking time, but it's always good to know where we are, what we can do, what we can't do, and if you're not too sure, please reach out and we'll do our best. All right, so for those who know, in 2017, crypto was finally recognized legally. It wasn't recognized as a legal tender, but it was recognized as a currency. So it's only 5 years ago that we've really technically started to recognize and adapt crypto in Australia, which is, it's taken a long time compared to when Satoshi first introduced his Bitcoin, which is 2011, 11 years ago. So we're 6 years behind, basically, which is great. And then in 2017, we've also removed the double taxation. Does anyone remember the double taxation thing here? Yeah, so because the crypto currency wasn't technically considered as a property or anything, the government taxed you twice on when you bought it and also when you cashed out. But the 2017 financial year, they removed that, and it was subject to capital gains tax in 2017. And 2018, cryptocurrencies were subject to anti-money laundering by AUSTRAC, and crypto exchanges had to register with AUSTRAC as well. And 2019, ASIC clarified the initial coin offering, which is a guideline that they proposed. You can always search it up on Google. Everything's online for you. And 2020, the Australian exchange restricted fund privacy coins, which made it kind of hard, so that a lot of banks actually decided to debank some cryptos, which made it very difficult for cryptocurrencies. So as you can see, we don't really have much crypto historically. But last year and this year, the Treasury actually proposed a CASPA. So what CASPA is they are proposing a license for cryptocurrency exchanges to make sure that there's no misleading information on the market. It puts the onus on the exchanges rather than the investors. So it hasn't been approved. It's still in the debating stages, but I think in the future it would be good for investors rather than putting the onus on the exchanges. Cool. Next. Regulatory hurdles. So I don't think I have to say much about this. I'm sure you can all relate to all these challenges. I believe that there is definitely a need for regulation in the crypto and the DeFi space, but it can't be too restricting to a point that it actually restricts innovation and growth in the industry. I don't think I have to go too much into detail, but personally in our firm, we deal a lot with tax, the AFSL license regime, and the regulation of the decentralized autonomous organizations, and it has been very interesting. I quite enjoy it. And licensing development. So as I mentioned before with CASPA, CASPA actually stands for Crypto Asset Secondary Services Providers. It involves exchanges, brokerage, crypto fiat, cryptos, and crypto transfers. It puts all the onus on them so the investors can feel a layer of safety when they invest. That's a bit more of the best regimes of CASPA. So why it matters. So as we can all know, as an investor, it is hard to be burned. You don't want to be burned. So we definitely need regulations on crypto and DeFi space, and especially DeFi, decentralized finance, as we mentioned before. in basically, with decentralized finance in Australia, there is no regulation currently because it doesn't fall under our ATO, AUSTRAC, or ASIC. With the proposed CASPA, the only ones that would regulate it would be the derivatives and the exchanges, but everything else will be there's nothing in the market currently. So what does that mean for us in Australia? So Australia is currently at the crossroads. We are actually observing a lot of our international peers on how they're approaching with regulations and how we should approach pragmatically. So when we look into our peers, UK has taken a very pragmatic approach. Has anyone seen the new development on last Thursday? So the UK has actually finally defined cryptocurrency as a digital asset under a private property, which has a lot of interesting implications. But that's how they are approaching it. They are systematically inputting certain clauses in the current law so that it fits the needs of the cryptocurrency without changing the whole system, which America has done. So American SEC has put forth about a dozen licenses for cryptocurrencies to have and for regulators to keep, and it's very hard for startups and investors and founders to actually thread through this path with so much regulation, because upkeeping with regulation is a very costly endeavor, and it restricts innovation in America. And whilst Singapore has become a more of a friendly approach. So in Singapore, there's only one license. Once you have that particular license, that's all you need to get the green lights. So Australia is currently looking at all our peers and how we should approach. But as of now, there's no particular regulation that's covering crypto and especially decentralized finance. And yeah, that's all for me today, guys. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.